everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
A couple of weeks ago, I got a phone call from a friend asking me if I would take in her 14-year-old gay son. Stay tuned for my response. Here's a little backstory. This woman has followed me for almost 4 years, ever since I had less than 500 followers, and she trusts me. So I'm not going to mention her name or her son's name. Her 14-year-old son has been bullied relentlessly in school by a football player specifically and some of his friends. Recently, the football player slammed her son's head into a locker, and he got 1 day of in-school suspension. So she pulled him out of school. But in her grieving state, after losing her husband, finding herself overwhelmed, she was unable to give her child the care that he deserved and needed. So she called me and she said, "Chaz, I'm in a bad situation. Can you please take care of my child for me? I'll send him to you. I'll pay for everything that he needs. I just need him to be in a safe place." I was honored that she trusted me. And I also told her that this was a really big decision that I couldn't make on my own. I had to consult with my husband and my son Patrick, who both live with me, because this would affect all of our lives. After talking to them about it, we all agreed that this was just not a good option. I'm 57 years old. I am not in a position to take care of a 14-year-old teenager. And taking in somebody else's child without any legal documentation would just be a bad idea. So she sent her gay son to live with his grandfather, but not without hesitation, because the grandfather told her on the phone that if this boy tells him he's gay, he's going to beat the gay out of him. So she put me on the phone with her son, and I told him, make sure you have your phone handy. If this man so much as threatens you, get it on record. Make sure you're recording everything that he says, because it's absolutely illegal for an adult to threaten a minor like that. This story has weighed very heavily on me. Every child deserves love and support, and every gay child in the world deserves to be loved and supported by their family. And as much as I wish that I was capable of providing for every gay child in America, unfortunately, I'm not. I have my elderly husband, my elderly pets, my children, and my grandchildren to worry about. And my friend understands. My friend is seeking therapy, and she's doing everything she can to overcome her grief and her trauma to be in a better place to take care of her child. And I'm hoping that they'll be reunified soon. And to my friend and her son, I love you, and I'm sorry that I wasn't able to provide you with more help. Sadly, I can't take the whole world on my shoulders. Recently, a TikTok influencer with 12.2 million followers used her platform to accuse me and my husband of child trafficking. And I'm about to prove to the whole world in this video that she is absolutely a liar. My husband adopted our 2 children in the 90s before same-sex marriage or same-sex adoption was legalized. He adopted as a single parent, which meant that I didn't adopt any child, and I've never had any legal rights over any child. The fact that my husband and I were in a relationship when this adoption took place is completely irrelevant to the legality of the process. Single parents are allowed to adopt children, and every caseworker involved in these adoptions knew that I was living with my husband. We were both subjected to rigorous background checks and had to be thoroughly vetted during the whole process. In order to adopt a child in the USA, you have to have a home study. A home study is something that is conducted by a caseworker who investigates every aspect of your life to determine whether or not you're a good applicant for adopting a child. We passed with flying colors. I'm going to show you our adoption papers, but first I have a message for anybody out there who is spreading this vicious lie. You are putting me and my family in danger. Whenever you falsely accuse someone of trafficking publicly, and you have an enormous following of millions of people, you are triggering mentally unstable people who believe your lie. And some of those people will threaten me, and they have, and it's documented. There's a direct correlation in these messages from people saying that they were sent to me by this influencer who continues to keep that video up even though she knows it's a lie. Now she can say she didn't say that, but she showed a video clip of her friend saying it, and she said that everything that he says is true. Therefore, she is absolutely 100% liable for this. And so is he. I'm currently consulting with attorneys to determine how to move forward with this legally. Both criminal and civil laws have been violated in this case. As a public person, I have been advised to show proof to the public that our adoption process was completely legal and legitimate. So here are those papers. Take the time to read them, pause the screen if you have to. Understand that my husband and I didn't do anything illegal when we decided that we were going to adopt these 2 foster brothers through DCFS. Each of these boys was placed in foster care with us for 3 years prior to the adoption. Caseworkers came to our house every month, and we passed every test with flying colors. Our children have always been well cared for. They've always had proper medical care, proper education, a proper diet, and lots of love and affection from me and my husband. So anybody out there who's trying to convince you that my husband and I somehow trafficked kids in the 90s is a slandering liar, and nothing they say can be trusted. For the record, I have absolutely no intention of ever stepping foot into Alabama, and I am not a threat to anybody there. Only a narcissist would try to convince you that I am, and she would only do that for the purpose of trying to bring me harm. I've been all the way down that Mama Todd rabbit hole, and I think I found the rabbit. Stay tuned for the receipts. This video is not intended to bully anyone. It's for educational purposes only. Ophelia is an influencer who plays the role of Mama Tot on TikTok. I used to be friends with her, so I think I know her a little bit better than most of you. She dragged me into a whole lot of her dramas. This drama is of her own making. Thanks to a friend, I believe I found the original video that actually inspired her whole rant about Hurricane Helene. Her video was inspired by a creator called Yeehaw Jace. She actually reposted his video, and to find out, you can go to her channel, tap on reposts, and scroll through the reposts until you find one that says 6 Days of Hell in WNC. To save you some time, I've taken the liberty of screen recording this whole process, and I'm giving you back-to-back comparisons of what he said and what she said.
Just can't help but, I literally am just crying for my people, and like, how could the government do us like this? Where is our government? Where's the president? Where is that? And I'm so mad.
You ain't mad. Because I'm mad as hell.
I just want to scream at somebody.
You know that mad that you just get so angry that you just cry about it? You're so mad you just cry about it. That's how mad I am.
It's so ridiculous.
If you've watched this far, I have a question for you. Do you ever repost a video that you don't agree with? Would you ever repost a video of someone calling Kamala Harris the B word? I sure as hell wouldn't. There's a content creator trick that everybody uses. I call it piggybacking. It's when you find a smaller creator with a video that's going viral, and you, as a larger creator, may be able to repeat that video and go viral yourself. And it's a great way to get views. Her original video pissed off the Democrats. Her follow-up apologies ended up pissing off the Republicans. She's straddling the fence, and it's giving off pick-me vibes to both sides. As her former friend, I've noticed a few patterns with her. One of them being that whenever she's in the middle of a drama, she pulls out the feel sorry for me, get out of jail free card. She befriended a young man with a brain injury and an autistic lady who struggles with mental health issues. She also befriended and platformed a lady who's now accused of taking over $100,000 in donations that was meant for DV victims. And I thought I was a bad judge of character. She has a history of throwing her friends under the bus, so you Democrats and Republicans shouldn't be surprised at all. In my case, she unfriended me via TikTok video without warning. And she took the side of a man who equates adoption to slavery, calls me a baby buyer, falsely accused me of doxing him, and made fun of my adopted sons.
I don't want to do this video. I don't like this video. This video makes me feel gross. I don't want it on my page. I don't like it. It gives me anxiety. But I'm pretty much being bullied into doing so, I think. And I'm just tired of being silent for 3 years. Like, no word, no video, nothing for 3 years. So let's get into it. Before I get into everything, it is very important that you understand that I have never responded, replied, no video, no anything. I have stayed silent. Nobody could ever come to my platform and ever know that I was going through anything like this. You would never know. I don't respond to people like this. I am queen of ignore. I'm queen of one foot in front of the other. I'm queen of, I'm not going to give you the attention you're looking for. I ignore because I don't like this, any type of thing like this, okay? So I just want you to understand that I don't respond to this type of crap. But because I'm probably afraid for my safety at this point, because of the hate, the manufactured hate that is coming from this person, like the hate that they could instill in another stranger to hate me so bad based off of their lies that I could be leaving Walmart one day and be killed. That's truly how I feel, because that is how bad this person is using their platform to weaponize some serious harm. I have been mentally and verbally abused, attacked, defamed, lied on. Did I say bullied? Because that's literally the main one, for 3 years now. And I'm about to give you the story and show you some facts because you've never heard a thing from me. You've only heard it from one person on this app. And I always know when this person makes a video. I have had them blocked since October of 2023. We're now in 2026, July of 2026. I've had them blocked, but you can always tell when another video has been put out by this person because people flock to my page and they attack me based off of this person's lies. This will also be the first time and the only time that I tell my truth. I don't want to talk about it ever again. This is the first time I'm going to do it, but I just think it's fair. You know, I think it's fair that if people listen to lies, then they obviously should be able to listen to truth, because fair is fair. But I don't want this mess on my page. And all I can do is share what I've been through the past 3 years. It's up to you whether you believe or not. I don't care. But fair is fair, and it's time that I get my voice back because I'm so tired of being silent, and I'm so tired of having to go through this. You know, I have a real life outside of this, and I've lost my child. I'm going to try, this is just, it is so unnecessary. I hate it. Now, I have trouble explaining things, so I think it is fair because it is my platform, and the way that I'm getting this story out needs to be told, and it needs to be told correctly because I know what type of person that I'm working with. And this person scares the absolute hell out of me. And at this point, I kind of think that I need a restraining order because I think that their hate, their vindictiveness, and their vengeful behavior to get revenge is probably what is making this a dangerous situation to me, because the obsession over me for the past 3 years is exactly what that is. In order for you to understand this story and what happened, you need to understand how it started. And the best person to do that is Zombie Dan. He is so much better with his words. He don't get tripped up. He doesn't have trouble explaining things like I do. So I'm going to let you hear it from Zombie Dan, who is also a mutual with this content creator just as well as I was. But let's listen to what Zombie Dan says happened, because this is exactly what did.
Views must be down for Chaz. I blocked him a long time ago, but I'm seeing an uptick in videos on my For You page of people hating on Mama Tot and mentioning Chaz. I'm not here to defend her. She's a big girl, and I know she's used to this shit by now. I'm here to tell you to consider the source. I was here from the beginning. I was mutuals with both of them. And I remember when they became mutuals, Chaz was literally falling all over himself, mentioning Mama Tot at every opportunity. It was embarrassing. Then he went and told his story about how he and his husband trafficked a child. Illegal adoptions are human trafficking. So when the adoptee community came for him, he doubled down, trying to use Mama Tot as a shield. He was very misogynistic and racist. Stirred up this big shitstorm for everyone who was involved, including all of his mutuals, me and her. So she and I both made videos denouncing his actions and removing ourselves from the situation. Well, of course, that's when he became the victim of circumstances he created and has since acted like a jilted lover. It's very weird. After that, there was some transphobia and an incident with an indigenous creator, but I don't remember the details. So again, hate on her if you want, but make sure you're not supporting racist, misogynistic, transphobic human traffickers who have built a platform on nothing but hate.
Now, before I go further, I just want to mention that me and Zombie Dan we're still mutuals today. I'm a huge supporter of Stand In Pride for him. He is the founder of that. If you don't know anything about it, please look into it. It's amazing. It is where you stand in as a mother of the bride, father of the bride. He was also my inspiration back in 2021 or 2022 to become an ordained minister for LGBTQIA. But back to what I was saying. I find it very alarming that me and Dan both made videos denouncing Chaz's behavior and how we did not support that. But Zombie Dan has had a peaceful 3 years and has never had to deal with any of this before. But I have. The other content creators that also made videos walking away from him, everybody was spared of these attacks but me. The crime don't fit the punishment. Because the only crime I have committed is walking away from a mutual friendship off of TikTok after seeing somebody as not being the type of person that I wanted to have as a mutual friend on TikTok. Let's roll it back. June of 2023, both me and Chaz were invited to Birmingham's Central Pride. Josh is the founder of that. I love you, Josh. If you see this, Love you so much. One of the board members, Stacy, she's also a friend of mine. Her and her wife, love them both. If you see this, I love you too. Anyway, both me and Chaz were invited that year. I was so excited that he was coming. I was finally going to get to meet him, see him in person. Met him and his husband, if I remember correctly, coming off the elevator. Gave him a big old hug. Again, he was my mutual. I was happy to see him. Okay, so both he and I and my girlfriend Julie Mayfield, unfortunately, just passed away a few weeks ago. She was also one of the content creators. Nathan was another content creator. I also got to love on him. Love you, Nathan. We had a great time. That was Central Pride, June of 2023, okay? Fast forward to October of 2023 when Chaz decided to attack and hurt and cause some serious trauma to these communities. Now, I don't have no dog in a fight when it comes to adoption and the adoptees, but I will say is I encourage you to always support them and listen to their stories. I mean, that's all they've ever asked for. I've met some of the most lovely human beings on here. Jenny Bellator, mwah, I love you. She was also one of the creators that was greatly hurt by his behavior. God bless her today. I encourage you to check out her platform. She's a huge advocate for adoptees. After this fiasco happened with Chaz, and he would not stop, okay? It was video attack and attack this person, and it was a lot of people from the adoptee community. Some tried to educate him on how his words were hurtful. Like, there was just so much going on during that time. Well, I did not know any of that was happening, and I come across one of his videos where he was, you know, he knows that drama sells, okay? And if you are somebody that's on the creator awards here, you're going to try to make the most amount of money as possible, right? And it doesn't matter if you build it off your account off of hate or drama or anything else. The money is your mission. I'm not on the creator awards here on TikTok, so I don't make a penny off of any video. I am only a TikTok shop affiliate. That's it. But he was making a video. I forgot the exact word. I mean, it's been 3 years ago. I'm so sorry. But it was something like, I pissed off so-and-so, this other creator, and now they're coming for me. Something like that. And in my playful manner, I wrote in the comment section, this is it. I wrote, oh my God, what did you do? There's got to be a receipt of this somewhere, okay? I can't remember if he used my comment to make a video or what. That part I really cannot. I want to say that he did use my comment to make a video, but do not take my word for that. I do not want to accidentally say something that isn't true, so don't take my word for that. But after that comment was made, it was in hours, and within 24 hours, there were all those people that he was in commotion with, okay, started making videos. Now, 85% of them were educational videos, and about 15% of them was straight up attacking me. And it was, so what do you think about this, Mama Ty? I guess you support what he's doing and saying, because the things that he was saying were awful. They were terrible. I would never say those things in my entire life. It was horrible how he was treating these people, okay? I could not ever. I did not like the person that I was seeing, okay? But it took those creators saying to me, did you see this? Do you know your friend is doing this? For me to go and then do the research and then find the videos and then become flabbergasted, okay? He did not want to apologize. No ma'am, no ham. He did not want to apologize. Matter of fact, I don't think that man is going to ever apologize for anything he ever does. All right? I made my video, denounced what he said. I said, I don't agree with none of that mess, and I'm sorry for what is happening to all of y'all, but I'm done. I don't want any, drift off into the sunset is what I like to do. If I walk away out of somebody's life because of their behavior, their actions, or I find out something about them that I don't like, you're not going to hear from me. You're not going to receive no revenge. I'm not going to talk about you. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to drift off into the sunset, which is the term that I always like to use. And that's it. I wish you well. That's it. You'll get nothing from me. I just feel like that's how it should be with grown-ups in the world. I don't know. And that is what I've done for 3 years. I've never said a word. Matter of fact, his name and other words attached to this fiasco that he caused have been filtered out of my comment section for 3 years. So if anybody ever come to my platform to even mention him, the comment was never going to come through because it was blocked. It was filtered out. Okay. So I wouldn't even have anybody come into my page trying to attack him or nothing. It was like I zeroed it out. I never had to hear about it ever again is really what it was. But for the 3 years since that happened, I have sat back and I have allowed this person to make video after video after video after video, tell lie after lie after lie, make up stories that didn't happen. I mean, it is so much, okay? One lie, I think, was something about the Alabama Central Pride. Now, he and I both were guest TikTok creators at Alabama Central Pride in Birmingham. We were both invited, okay? That was my second year to attend. That was his first year to attend. That was also the first time I met him. He's very nice. His husband was very nice. They were coming out of the elevator. Now, that was June Pride of 2023. Fast forward to June Pride of 2024. That was a busy travel season for me. Stacy or Josh, one of them, of course, I'm always invited to Birmingham Pride. They know I love them. But that Pride 24, I could not attend. I was so busy and I was already locked in something else like 8 months prior, and it was cutting into the time frame and was only going to give me like a 2-day of not moving before the next trip. And I have a lot of animals. I can't do that. Anyway, so I couldn't make it. All right. But a conversation of Chaz never happened, okay? Was never brought up. I have never, ever discussed Chaz attending that Pride Festival 2024, 2025, 2026. Never. So I don't know what story he has told you, but I'm about to show you actual proof from the board member. I don't know if Stacey is still on the board. I'm so sorry, I can't remember, but she was at the time. And when I'm at the slot machine for my son's 21st birthday and I get this message, it says something like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, he's not telling the truth. And I'm thinking the only he that would not be telling the truth on me would be him, right? So I said, huh? Are you talking about Chaz? And she said, yeah. So I'm about to show you that so that you can see. And she is saying in this message is, I don't have anything to do with whatever happened between them. Like nothing. I can't even tell you what the hell happened. Also, it wasn't my son's 21st birthday. I think it was my daughter's, because I was looking at the date of that, and that was in September, and we must have been at the casino for her birthday, or we could have separated his later. I don't know. I cannot remember. Another thing I cannot remember. Okay, when I received that text message from her, I didn't go look for any videos. Again, he's been blocked since October 2023, so I'm only going by what Stacey is saying to me. Well, he said this, right? And I'm also only going by what Lissa has said, something about, my understanding is that he was saying that I got him disinvited or something. I don't know, but I have never, and nor would I ever. Just because I've ended a friendship or no longer want to be around somebody, like somebody, anything like that, I can also be cordial and professional and kind, especially at a Pride Festival. I could have been right underneath that tent with him again, and nobody would have ever known that we weren't friends again. I know how to act. I would never try to get somebody uninvited, disinvited, not invited to anything. I wouldn't do that to anybody. I wish I could find like the right words where I can explain how nonchalant of a person I am. Like I am over something when it happens to me. If somebody hurts my feelings, you got to really do something horrible to me for me to hold a grudge. I'm not even a grudge holder, for goodness sakes. Like things are water under the bridge for me. It was water under the bridge when this first started. When I denounced the French, I thought that was it. He was going on his path. I was staying on mine. That's it. He has every right to be on this platform just as well as anybody else. Is it unfair the way that he uses the platform? Abso-freaking-lutely. But hey, that's what he wants to do. But that's just not my character to even do something like that. No matter how many times you try to paint me that way. The people in my life, friends, co-workers, family members, old friends, they never gonna get on here and say that mess. Like, they know me. Like, they literally know me. So, I don't know. It's just, that was crazy to hear that part. But I do hope that that clears up whatever was said, that if he got invited in 2024 and 2025 and he chose not to go, I have nothing to do with that. If he wasn't invited, I have nothing to do with that. And I never will. I would love to see him out supporting any Pride event possible to bring in the community, the help with funding on it, like all of it. But like Stacey said, she had to tell those content creators, whoever got invited, that they had to come on their dime, because normally I think they only took care of the hotel room, or that's what they did. Just out of courtesy, like, hey, we'll pay for your hotel room. For me, I don't need nothing to come down there. It's literally like 5 or 6 hours. But she said that they just stuck with local content creators so that it wouldn't be too tough financially for other content creators. Very thoughtful. But again, that should end that situation, okay? Did I ever mention him to them prior to 2023? Yeah, probably. I probably said, hey, come invite my friend Chaz. I'm sure he'd love to go. I could have. I do that for everybody. I love to do that. I love to, give a helping word out to help this creator or help this nonprofit or that, whatever it is. Sure, I could have said, hey, I'm mutuals with this person. Sure, I could have. Absolutely. But I don't remember. I don't even know why that would be a problem. I don't know. I cannot remember any of this. Okay? Now that you have seen the record from an actual board member of the Pride event, Alabama Central Pride, I hope you understand that the fact that I was so oblivious that this story was even created by him, that I had anything to do with him not going or whatever it was. Because again, I have never seen this video, okay? I am only going by what little bit of information Stacey gave me and what little bit of information that one other person gave me, because I don't know how any other content creator does it, but my friends and family do not tell me when some other wackadoodle is making a hateful video about me. They don't want to insert that into my life. Like, what for? What purpose is it? I don't care. I don't go looking for things. I don't care what people say about me, okay? Not everybody is going to like me, and that's okay. They have every opinion or authority or feeling to do so, all right? It doesn't bother me. I promise you, it does not bother me one bit, okay? The reason why this one is so serious right now is because I have been dealing with these attacks by this man for 3 years. And one of the things that I think is very important to mention, okay, is he was a friend during the time that the same exact thing that is happening to me now by another man, okay, that was doing this to me. He would hear me upset, screaming, crying, cussing, saying, what does this man want from me? I've done nothing to him. Like, literally in distraught moments. Voice notes from me. I don't know if I've ever left a voicemail like that, but talking and communicating back and forth via voice note, him saving those in my distress moment. He has personal access to how I was handling another person doing these same actions to me, again, for something I have not done, okay? Because the only crime that has been committed here is that I walked away from a bad person, and for 3 years, I have been made out to be every possible bad thing, and I have been called racist. You know better. Racist, homo, you double know better. I have been every name in a grift. Hold on. He has even made a video using the death of my son. Actually, I think it's a couple of videos, all right? Using the death of my son because his alleged killer is African American. And he has made a video preying on a vulnerable community, because y'all know that African American people in this country are not treated fairly, especially in the court systems, okay? But he thought it would be a good idea to make a video and use that, all right, just to stab me in the heart. Now, mind you, you can search through all of my platforms, all of them, okay? From here to the sun up, I have never said a word about my son's alleged killer being African American. In fact, the only things that I have ever said is to pray for his family, because even though my family has suffered the greater loss, his family's going through some tough times, okay? I think about how I would feel if my son was accused of this, okay? I have said that since day one. I've said nothing else. So using that to push the hate, it's disgusting. I'm sorry, but it is. You don't have to like me. You don't even have to believe nothing what I'm saying, right? Baby, that's on you, okay? But to go as far and to use who that young man is and use it to push hate to me, because he knows what things on this platform get the internet riled up to go and then be attack dogs for him, okay? That's racism, homophobia, political stuff, all of the above gets the internet riled up, okay? And if he can insert me in there in any way which he can, then those people that believe him or just want to believe him, they just come and they do the attack for him, and he doesn't have to do that but sit there and give an evil laugh behind.
What it do, everyday people, man? I have no idea what's going on with these two, but apparently Chaz is, I don't know what I was doing. All right, so what's going on with these women? I've never seen either one of these people in my algorithm, so I have no idea. But I was sent this, and I went through a rabbit hole of watching Chaz. So Chaz's channel actually is gone now. So I'm not sure if the child sex trafficking thing is true or not, but I did see a strange story on his page where he dated a child sex trafficker some time ago, like where the guy was actually convicted of this and he was dating him. So with that story being out there, I wish somebody had it, but this is all over some adoptions and things like that. Now, I don't want to give my personal opinion about what I feel like if people should adopt children or not in alternative lifestyles. There are good people and bad people in all walks of life. So, because I've heard of so many stories with bad people who are heterosexual that adopt children and use them as slaves or sex trafficking and stuff like that. Like, it's just a bunch of weird stuff when it comes to adopting children. A lot of people, because it's not your biological seed, they don't love and care for these kids. So I don't know what is going on with Chaz and if what he's doing is actually, if he's guilty of what he's doing. But the harassment between him and the other woman collectively is enough to get the internet going. I think that there should be, of course, please be an investigation. I wouldn't let the fact that he said the woman was going to let her 14-year-old son go live with him, which, by the way, the son was gay, and to go live with another gay couple, I wouldn't recommend it personally, because, again, with all of the things that go on between certain individuals, and that probably it has nothing to do with them being gay. It's just a chemical imbalance of life and things that go on that they become predators. And so allowing your child to live with anybody without vetting them, and I don't think it's a good idea. I'm going to just tell you, men are predators. I'm a man myself, but I'm not a predator. But I couldn't tell you that. You just have to find out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But over time, I'm just saying this is not every man, But this is just like, you start to see these people who are, take advantage of young kids, and it's of course men. There was a case in Oklahoma where a guy got his daughter pregnant. I think she had some type of Down syndrome or something like that. But she wasn't all the way there. And when they did a DNA test over, I think it was the brother. It might have been the brother that got the sister pregnant. Either way, I think the brother and the dad was having sex with her, one way or another. And I just think, like, it's just so crazy to be in these type of families and homes. And this is a crazy story. I'm gonna try to follow up and see what happens. She was just. I know we were all over her talking, like it was over. Like, at this point, she was just repeating and regurgitating what she already said, and she was long stroking it. I'm talking about taking forever.
Things are heavy, man, really heavy. We have so much going on in this world, and here we are picking sides and targeting people in the marginalized communities. And that doesn't make any sense to me. I have a mutual on here, Chaz, and I don't usually speak out on things that are happening with other people, and I definitely don't mention names. I try my best to advocate for what is right, but I like to use a good level of discernment. On this platform, there are a lot of people here who use marginalized communities as accessories. I pay attention to that, where I see what they're speaking on, how they're speaking on it, and what their intent is. And this mutual of mine is now under scrutiny because there has been some discourse with another user, and that person has a much bigger platform, and the following that they have is cult-like, where I feel like my silence will be complicit in not supporting Chaz in this. When this person decided to use the voice of someone from the LGBTQ community to make horrific accusations against Chaz, and I struggle with this.
Yeah, this it's a lot of people. This is where you be like, man, people get hurt over this type of stuff. People get hurt over things that happen on social media. I wasn't saying being gay is a chemical imbalance. I'm saying, like, being crazy is a chemical imbalance. Like, people do stupid stuff. But I'm not sure if that's what you were referring to or something like that. But I'm just want to clarify that, because that's not what I was actually going for. But it's just like, people really get hurt over social media. People hurt themselves over public opinion, and as we could just say, just stop being a wuss. Everybody's not able. Everybody don't have that same. Like, people say crazy stuff to me and about me on this, even on our lives. Like, especially when we talking politics, it's like, as people say the craziest stuff, and people be like, "How do you deal with it?" I'm like, I mean, what they gonna do? Like, it's not like they gonna cuss me out, or like, they can't really hurt me. Like, it's not. People say crazy stuff in the comments. I don't care. I just don't care. I find it hard to understand people that do, when they physically have to turn on the camera, and you know what's gonna come about this video when you put certain stuff out there. And I think attacking other content creators, I used to beef with these content creators, right? And then I realized, when they started putting my address and stuff, my criminal record, teaming up with other people who didn't like me, people who were mad at me or whatever, for whatever reason they wanted to, make me look bad. It didn't work, but it was a nice try though. But then you realize who certain people are, and then you just be like, you know, all right, I get it. So, basically, you know, it was, people really try to take you down. But it's so funny that all those people who tried to take me down, I've I've gotten more subscribers this year than they have on their entire channel. And that right there keeps me motivated to keep ignoring these bum ass people because they don't have no real life. Now I got a real life, and that's why I'm finna go to bed so I can get to my real life, because I have an actual job and I love my job. That's why I come on here and give good information out and good drama and good politics and try to be positive and not try to get into the drama of other content creators. When content creators get mad at me for these videos and my response to what they're saying or what they're doing in their video, I ignore it because I don't need to beef with you to make myself feel better. And that's why that's what a lot of content creators need to get to. We don't have to beef with each other to make each other feel better. Now, will it get people watching our channel? Yes, it will get people to watch our channel, but they'll come for the wrong reasons. They want to see beef all the time. They want to see you go back and forth all the time. I don't have the energy for it. But I do watch it, but I don't have the energy for it myself personally. I watch it all the time. We watched it earlier. We watched several things about people beefing, hairstylists beefing, all type of stuff. If you follow me on Facebook, I had a live early on Facebook, and follow me on Twitch, man. Shout out to everybody on Twitch, because shout out to Dark Sage, first time in the chat. Appreciate you. We on Twitch. You can see lives over there. Sometimes I don't go live on YouTube because I don't want to go live twice in one day, but I'll record twice because I got to do something. Like I had to go to my daughter's volleyball game. Shout out to my daughter. They lost, but it's all good. Still love her. But yeah, man, beefing on the internet is crazy. And you see Chaz deleted his page, and that other lady is just sitting on there she's giving those liberal white woman tears, but she voted for MAGA, so I don't think she's a liberal white woman, but she's definitely giving those white tears and attacking Chaz. I don't know why, but hopefully they can get it resolved and move on. Everyday people, let me know what y'all think about this crazy situation in the comment section.